Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, you might not know a whole bunch about the few adventures that I've taken. And let's just get right into it. You know, last year I actually rode my bike all the way from here in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, up to Canada to race in a Tour Divide for the 2024 season. And boy, oh boy, was that a hell of a bike packing trip. And I did actually get a chance to start the Tour Divide race. And I got quite a bit before I had an unfortunate accident with the bike and I couldn't continue. Got about a little over 750 miles, so not even halfway in. But I did ride a total of over 3,100 miles in total my whole journey. And that wasn't only my biggest bike packing trip, but that was my only bike packing trip. I had never bike packed before. So you might say to yourself, hey man, how much knowledge do you have in this field? Well, let me tell you, I'm not going to claim to know it all, but I did learn a lot. I say that I did learn a lot. And one of the things that I hear a lot of people asking about is, what socks should they wear? What socks should they bring? And things of that nature. And hey, I was clueless like everybody else. I didn't know. And I did a good thing, honestly. I like overpacked socks. I didn't know how many I was going to need. And plus, I was going an extra long distance because I was planning on riding over 6,000 miles at the time. But I had some thick merino wool socks in case it got cold. And the other thing I brought with me was a thinner pair of merino wool socks. And then I actually bought like 2 pair of ankle length waterproof socks and 1 knee-high pair of waterproof socks. Those were pretty much the socks that I brought with me. But by the time I got going and things of that nature, I shed that amount of socks that I had all the way down to the 1 thick merino wool pair of socks that I never ever end up wearing. And actually, I had 1 pair of the ankle waterproof socks and the long pair of waterproof socks. I got these socks from a brand called Leakdry. And let me tell you, I had only saw their stories on Instagram and things of that nature, so I didn't know how much to trust them. All I know is everybody that I read about it bike packing kept talking about their feet getting wet, feet getting wet, feet getting wet. And I never really heard anybody brag on a certain waterproof type of sock. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, why does no one, use a waterproof type sock? And so I said, forget it. What can I lose by trying to invest in this pair of Leakdry socks? And that's exactly what I did. I got a few pair. When I got out, not only on the trail of the Tour Divide, but just leaving the house, I ran into a lot of rainy days. And I will honestly say that those damn well Leakdry socks kept my feet so damn dry, man. It was ridiculous. The only time anything would ever get into my socks, mainly was my ankle socks, was when water would, leak into the socks from my leg, when I didn't have rain pants on. If you have rain pants on, you're going to be pretty much good. And the other time my foot got wet is when I might have had my ankle socks on and I was walking like through a puddle or something like that. Then of course the water can come in from over the top. But if you got the ankle socks, if you have the knee-high socks on, you can actually prevent that. You can walk through puddles all day as long as it doesn't come up over your knees. And your feet will pretty much stay dry. My shoes would get wet, but what's cool is even when your shoes are wet, if your feet can pretty much stay dry, you're going to be good. And I had a pretty cool pair of mountain bike shoes on, so they seem to dry pretty much, quickly themselves. So those mixed with my Leakdry socks went pretty well. So the funniest part about this story is after I got back from the Tour Divide, I just kept realizing that, I didn't get a chance to wash my socks as much as I wanted to along the trail. But I realized they never stunk, never had a smell. I was like, man, this is crazy. I'm one that doesn't have what you would call just stinky feet anyway, where they just stink after a day. I do know a couple of my friends that in half a day, their feet will stink up a house. So maybe it won't work for them. I'm not sure. But for me, I was like, man, these socks don't even have a smell to them. So once I got back home, I continued to experiment. I never put another pair of socks on. And I rarely, forget rarely, I never washed these socks from when I came back from the Tour Divide. I would take my baths and all that like normal, but never washed these socks. It was so funny. And I kept wearing them and wearing them and wearing them. They never would stink. When it rained, they kept my feet dry, like I say. And I wore these socks for about 7 months until it started getting cold. Too cold for me to actually wear them, and I had to put on my thick merino wool socks. But it's funny, if you take a look at these socks right here, here they are right here, basically. My Leakdry socks. I'm gonna put my hand in them. And both of them have finally got worn down to where they have a hole in the toe. Here they are, Leakdry sock. This is the other one. Now I have a pair on now that's new. But look, both of these were the ones that I wore for like 7 months straight. And they still don't actually have any type of smell to them. I did finally wash them though once, probably some weeks ago. I did finally wash them once. But these have quickly become my favorite socks because, they have merino wool in these also, so they're going to keep your foot pretty much warm when it gets pretty cold out. And they're going to keep them cool when it gets hot out. It just got to the point where when it got to the single digits, I actually had to change these socks out and start wearing my fully merino wool socks. But, on the trail, even when I had these, the shorter versions on of the sock, I would walk through puddles and my whole foot would get wet. But like I say, they dry out fairly quickly, even when they got fully immersed in water. I thought they were a game changer. And, the next time I go on any type of bike packing trip, I'm going to make sure to have some Leakdry socks. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I did recently try some of their gloves. I'll probably do a review on those at another time. And they actually do make hats as well. I can't speak for any other product right now, or I can't speak for another product, but I speak on that another day. But as for right now, the socks I have experience with, and the long ones, I don't really love long socks, but they definitely kept me super dry when I had to walk through things. And these bad boys are my favorite socks from here on out. So I do think they are the sock to go with as far as bike packing or doing the Tour Divide. The choice is yours, but let me tell you, I will swear by Leakdry for the foreseeable future. I'll see how they hold up over time, but right now, if you get these, you're gonna be one happy bike packing person, male or female, whoever you are out there. You're gonna be super duper happy with these. But as of right now, it's been me, JayDollKingHefner, and the beautiful ladies of the Doll King family. We are